What is up, Tactical Magicians? We are back with another Mike Magicians episode for you guys. And today at Locals, we have a very special guest, one I've been looking to talk to for a very long time. Some would say my destined rival here at Locals. Today, guys, we have Fisherman Gary. What's up, dude? How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. Blue Eyes has a structure deck. It's out. It's legal.
That is
over the moon.
absolutely right. We've been trying to talk for a while, and now that Blue Eyes has been out, like you just mentioned, a few questions I want to ask. But before you get into it, first question I usually ask all my guests, two questions, I suppose. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Like you said, it's been we're in the middle of summer, so it's really hot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been trying to avoid that, but we're still making our best through it.
Absolutely miserable out here.
Waiting all day to play locals, so
Southern
I'm ready.
Yes, we do have locals tonight. Blue Eyes?
Of course.
Always.
Nothing else. Yeah.
I love to hear it. All right, man. So we'll jump into it real quick. My first general question then would be, when did you start playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh? And what were you playing at the time?
I mean, I would say competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! About like whenever I first started, really, or got back into the game. Because I mean, when I was a kid or whatever, you watch the show, and like that's how you originally get into it.
Of course.
But I had like the cards or whatever. Couldn't read, but just had them. Then, time passed, grow out of it. Then a little bit. I think around 2021. It was during the pandemic. It was around the time of the structure deck, the Cyberdark structure deck. Cyberdark Strike, I think is what it was called. But it had like the Chimera and a couple other Cyberdark End Dragon, stuff like that. And it was also around the time of Battles of Chaos, which was a big set for Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I don't know what exactly had me even paying attention to it at the time, but it just like something was nipping at me. Maybe I watched a couple of the shows on Netflix again, like the old Dual Monsters anime, and I was like, what, that'd be cool, just to like give it a go, see what happens. And so at some point, I started looking at deck profiles and stuff. It was probably around Master Duel as well. That's something else to mention. Because that's just an easy way to kind of like, you don't need anyone else. You can just go into it, and that and YouTube are a good guide to just understand a lot and learn a lot. But what I did is I eventually bought I found some YouTube channels that I liked. They were playing Blue Eyes White Dragon, and put together a list, like ordered some stuff off TCG Player, and made it down to locals. I didn't even have the right like sleeves, because these are Japanese size cards that they're not standard. So I had like the Pokemon sleeves on the
on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards
the first time I came, and then I met our locals that now, at least a lot of them, mainly like Ross and Christian and stuff. They were there the first day I came in, because I was the way I found out about the shop was through the Neuron app. It tells you like local, like I was looking up local events or something to go to for the first time, and one was scheduled for today. And then by the time I got there, I don't think anyone was there to officially, because I was like, hey, I'm here for the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And I'm like, oh yeah, we should have a few people there for it. It seemed like more of a casual thing. I think they're all playing Digimon and other TCGs, but they're just a good group that also played Yu-Gi-Oh. So I pulled up, I introduced myself, and they were nice enough to play some Yu-Gi-Oh games with me. And Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. I don't remember how they went, not very well, but because it was I don't even remember what everyone else was playing, because I was too focused on Blue Eyes White Dragon. But look, hey, sometimes you be able to quick effect ultimate fusion into that Tyrant Dragon or whatever. I was able to do a lot for what I was able to do.
I bet you surprised a lot of people that day. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, very similar, but like middle school, I found out that Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, had hosted Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments on weekends, and I rolled up at like 10 in the morning. I was like, with my grandpa brought me, and I was like, I'm here for the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. And like, that doesn't start for like 4 more hours. And my grandpa's like, yeah, we're not waiting. So I didn't get to do it, but it's so funny that I had a similar story. That's so funny, actually. What gravitated, or what makes Blue Eyes gravitate towards you, or vice versa?
Something about the anime, something about Kaiba.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I see.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's like he's got the cool white dragon. Like Loki, I feel like Kaiba's the protagonist of the series, and the Pharaoh is the antagonist. Because think about it, he's the dark magician. You know, he's an ancient spirit from ancient Egypt who's who's poltergeisting Yuki half the time. You know, and like there's like
he says wow shit.
Like that's
right
where
now.
the conflict comes from, though.
Absolutely.
You know, Kaiba was just some guy living his life until
he was the best.
He was the best.
He
and
was.
Then, and then
100%.
the Pharaoh came back. You know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, I don't
100%.
believe it. All that stuff. It was.
That's so funny.
And then his linkage to ancient Egypt with the Blue Eyes White Dragon and Kisara and all of that stuff was just like, I don't know, it tugged at my heartstrings. So
that's so
it
cool.
just
I ain't mad at it. That's so cool, actually. Because I've never heard anybody or myself like think of it in that light. As like, yeah, he was just a dude chilling, and then somebody came and like rocked
like
his shit.
he's not a good dude. I grant you that, but like he got roped into this, you know.
100%, yeah. And then
like you remember that he went to the museum or whatever, and
with
then
his Shizu, and she's like, "You're a part of it." And
he got
like,
his mind crushed by Yuki, you know.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct on that. What's the furthest you've brought Blue Eyes in a competitive scene?
I brought it to like a YCS and a couple. Maybe 2, but the furthest I've gotten with it, the most I've done with it is like one of locals for sure. I'm not the best Yu-Gi-Oh player. There's still so much for me to learn about the game.
That's fair. Yeah,
learn about
100%
mechanics. And as you know, you have to know your opponent's deck just as much as you know your own deck.
Right.
9 times out of 10. So,
right.
But I remember like the first regional I went to was that I actually did end up. Doing well with was branded Blue Eyes. So that was the first time I played anything that wasn't just pure. And it took me a while. It took me like a year or two to do that. And this was around the time of like branded expulsion into like the early stages of the gimmick puppet lock. However, I didn't have a gimmick puppet, so I was using Ra's Disciple, which was good enough.
Right.
At the time, and it was good enough to go. I think I won the first 4 rounds. You know, I was feeling pretty good with like 3 rounds to go, and then unfortunately the 4th game it went into time, and I ended up winning technically, but my opponent was very upset. Called the judge, got a time extension, ended up winning anyway. However, he was just so aggressive and like upset, which understandable. You know, I'm winning in time. By the way the game was going, if it went on another 10 minutes, I would have lost 100%. I didn't have the resources. I was playing to win. And the Colonel wadded. But I still won it, but it just, it rattled me. That was my second regional that I ever went to.
Would you say that was like a bad experience with this guy? Like it rattling you and stuff?
I'll take the one.
It taught me
no trigger.
That like, because think about it this way. I won that game, right? So I was a little shaken up by it, and it went and affected my play the next game, and then it kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah.
But what it kind of taught me that day specifically was like in a tournament setting in Yu-Gi-Oh, like it only gets harder. You're only going to be playing better and better players, and you're going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh for longer. So it's really a marathon to get there, and it does not let up. You have to be on your A game every game. Yeah. So it's like, but that's Yu-Gi-Oh's complicated already. But that's why I play it. Is just like Blue Eyes White Dragon got me to want to make that commitment, in the first place, and play that. Because like I said, I was playing branded Blue Eyes with Jet Dragon to constantly loop itself and just help, do a lot of damage in a turn essentially.
So to piggyback off of what you said about it not being pure, you played branded. I don't know if you've ever experienced this with Blue Eyes, maybe when you got into it, but I can speak for myself specifically, and we've talked about this. I get so tunnel visioned with Dark Magician, and maybe different ways to make Dark Magician, but like you said, you have to know not only what you're playing, but what your opponent is playing.
Yes.
How do you either balance the time or make the time to, I guess, learn the game or learn other decks? That way you're equipped to play against different opponents. Or maybe I should ask, like, do you play other decks besides Blue Eyes?
Now I do. I definitely I play branded. That one I really enjoy playing that. Now I have its own separate deck build.
Without Blue Eyes.
Without Blue Eyes. Yes.
Okay.
And
very cool.
I enjoy playing that deck a lot. Like that's my combo deck, I guess.
Nice.
And I just love the way it plays. It's got you're just trying to break boards, and through pure will and engine. There's not many hand traps are played in the deck. Maybe the Mulch Armies now that they're a thing, or like a Phantasme. But really, it's that, your Forbidden Droplets, your Book of Eclipses, your Thrust into Evenly Matched, or Branded Fusion. Just like you're just trying to outgas your opponent, and it's built to do that. It's also very technical. There's a right and a wrong answer, although it's not very clear. It's not as black and white, because, like it says, it has so much support, the branded archetype.
Right.
There's a billion different ways to go, and but that's what I enjoy about it. It's just like, in terms of it's just a deck building way, there's a billion ways to do it. You can build 60 card branded, you can build 50 card branded, you can build 40, but I don't recommend that.
Right.
And it's just a really cool lore or archetype. Not that I'm even super into the lore. I really enjoy the way it plays.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Then I also have Voiceless Voice that I do enjoy playing. It's a lot more similar to the way Blue Eyes plays, I would say. Just a little bit more self-contained, bunch of hand traps. I played a little bit of Fiendsmith before. Oh, I also played ABC, the one that XYZ retrains came out with Maze. I was really excited about that.
That is actually really fun, because I've seen a lot of people start to chatter about that. Not even with the domain stuff, but I was looking at some Blue Eyes decks, Blue Eyes Dark Magician stuff on YouTube not that long ago, and a lot of people were talking about the ABC stuff because the potential that it has, plus the stuff that it already has.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's the most combo deck I can think of, just because that one, it does play hand traps. However, like, its engine's very very combo centric. There's a billion different ways there's a billion different things you can summon off of Union Hanger, and like, you have access to your whole deck. It's just like, it puts all that control in your hands. It's just I guess I don't have the foresight or the enough experience yet to fully grasp it. However, what I did end up doing with that deck after messing around with it was a little thing I like to call Kaiba Pile, which I played a couple times at locals, which is just, it was 60 cards, balls to the wall. Like, I would do, the one card combo itself is insane, but just, it wasn't super consistent. But that's what's got me so excited about Domain, because I was able to recreate that deck, because we've been playing a bunch of one-ofs anyway, but we can get into that later.
It's funny you mentioned the big pile. There's, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but at least in the Dark Magician community, there's a few YouTubers and a lot of great minds in the Discord who have made it, and there's something similar to that with Dark Magician. Off the top of my head, because I've only looked at it, never played it, but it's like Shining Sark, Primite, the King Sarcophagus stuff, maybe Toy Boxes probably in there too, and it's
that's what you got to
60
do, though.
cards
You got to play all the
all
good
that stuff
things
out.
that complement the engine you want to play.
100%,
especially with Dark Magician, especially with when it's not when it's lacking the support that is at least coming, now. And
we're gonna get into that, but I'm glad you brought up the support, because my next question is: are you satisfied with Blue Eye support? At least the most recent support as of this video.
100%. It's last time I checked, it was still in the running for the NAWCQ Top Cut, which is going on right now.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it made it that far, at least to the top tables. So I don't know what else I could ask for. Win Worlds or be broken or something. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do with the ban list there. There's always that chance.
Right. Was it everything you were hoping for, that you asked for? Like, were you anticipating for a while, or just very briefly with the support?
I was always anticipating it. I was never like, oh, we're just missing this one card starter that gets me into that and whatever. I wasn't totally knowing exactly what the deck was missing, but I wanted to make Spirit Dragon more, and they made Spirit Dragon a lot easier to make with 100%. With support, and getting to summon Tyrant Dragon again, going back to the Battles of Chaos set that card came out in, and Jet Dragon, just being able to use those cards in a competitive environment, seeing those do well. Because look, Tyrant Dragon reads crazy. It hits it's going to wipe your board and do damage to you and reset a trap card.
It's one of those cards I think a lot of people forgot about until that thing hits the board, and then you go, what does that do again? And then, I've played you several times, and every time you do it, I'm like, shit, man. It makes you remember what the card does. But in our recent games that we played before the pile that you said, we've played each other several times at locals, and then
with Primite
the little bit bigger stuff. My question is, what has Primite done for Blue Eyes? more than you
So
could have
much.
ever asked for? Is it something you didn't think you needed?
Oh, for
Can you
sure.
see
I didn't
yourself
think I
running it
needed it
forever?
at first,
Like,
but
yeah.
luckily Jose convinced me when Rage of the Abyss came out. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, people are using this in
Yeah.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. I mean, no, it's normal monster support. I was definitely going to pick it up as a Blue Eyes player. It's my right. You know, I have to. I
100%.
don't have a choice in
Yeah,
that sense.
yeah,
So I'm, you know, the drill beam reads crazy. You know, I just had to get my hands on it, and I did. Like I picked them up. At this point, it was like highway robbery, like $10 probably for like lure loads, and
Right.
you know, it was still like $30 a barrel dragon when that came out. Just because that was later, you know, we were already playing it. We already knew
Right.
how crazy the Primite support itself was.
Right.
So it was like originally I was just building pure Blue Eyes when the structure deck and whatever was announced. So for a while until I got my hands on the Primite cards. And,
Right.
You know, it turned into what it was, and just the consistency it provides.
I've seen you run through locals
The
with
seals, yeah.
with
Being
Primite
comfortable with the
Blue
deck
Eyes, yeah.
from all of it's just
100%.
really cool. It's
Yeah.
it's a really cool deck, and I want to say also on top of the to go back a little bit, just I want to make sure I stress this with
Sure.
you know, being able to motivated to go to these events and do all this and practice, and it's like. Yes, I mentioned the Blue Eyes. It means a lot to me. I really enjoy playing the deck and everything, but it's also the friends, because like
100%.
I could have just been playing on Master Duel, you know,
Yeah.
not met anyone who has any you know, similar interests, at least just in a smaller town community, not living in a big city.
Right.
You know, not as many. It's a little less likely to run into people with the same interests. So
Right.
I was really grateful for the friends that I met at this shop.
Absolutely.
And still to this day, gonna be
Yeah.
showing up here in a few hours or so to play some Yu-Gi-Oh. So
Dude,
I really, 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 really need to stress how important that is to, you know, what makes this whole hobby fulfilling.
100%, no, dude. If it wasn't for, like I said, people like you, Jose, Christian, Ross, a lot of them who, Nate, take their time out to, you know, not just talk about it, but explain things to me. Especially, you know, for me, is coming back to this game, not playing it since I was a kid. You know, I've said this in almost every video, but I was the guy like, why are you playing on my turn?
Yeah.
How are you summoning these things? You know, and they don't hate you for playing, you know, these legacy decks, because in hindsight now we know, well, Blue Eyes I think has
But it's
more
just,
than
it's
us.
just the way
Right.
the way the game has progressed, you know.
Absolutely.
And like I was just like that when I started.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I have no clue what any of these cards do.
Yeah.
I barely read my cards and know what. Like
Right.
I've only played with them at home. I don't know the exact rulings of
And interactions
when I
and
can
all that stuff.
legally,
Yeah.
if, you know, like I didn't know
Timing.
if I sent like if a monster wasn't properly summoned from this extra deck, I couldn't bring them back with Monster Reborn from the graveyard. Like it's just so I was like, wait, I can't Monster Reborn the card I send off of like Foolish Burial, extra Foolish Burial, or Nadir's Servant or something like that, and because it makes sense why, you know, it's just there's no rule book official that is up to date. I mean, we're a long ways past the OG rule books that came out with the starter Yu-Gi decks and whatever. So.
But you're right. That's all you can hope for is like
And that's why you
a
need
good community.
friends.
Absolutely, who understand
like-
it and can help you with it. But no, you're absolutely right. We mentioned legacy decks just now. Should Konami keep giving legacy deck support?
Yes, I think they're doing a really good job with it. Because it's going to get more people into the game, which is the goal, and I think they should be facilitating that as much as they can. They don't do enough, but that's something that will always, because it's not just a new Red Eyes, a new Blue Eyes, a new Dark Magician. There's so much else going on. I mean, look at the top decks now. It's just it's been Malice, Ryziel, you know, their own things,
Right.
that they've developed, and people are passionate enough to play.
Without, like, you know, becoming corporate heads, how would you balance the support for said legacy decks? You know, Blue Eyes, in my opinion, and it sounds like yours got good support. The tactical tri-packs as of this video aren't out yet, so we haven't got a chance to actually play with a few of the support cards coming for Dark Magician. But reading them at face value, I would say a lot of people were disappointed in what Dark Magician's receiving compared
to
Blue Eyes.
Now, granted, it's not here yet. You know, there's always
Absolutely.
an announcement that could be made a little bit later.
Right.
You know, like the Blue Eyes structure deck or whatever. We at least knew there was structure deck, so we knew there was going to be more cards. But the first wave was like the first wave.
Absolutely.
Then we got the Link 1,
Yeah.
which was crazy. Then we got the trap card and all that other stuff. So it's like there's always going to be more, especially with Dark Magician. Like you're on the good side of history. Believe me. And, I'm speaking from the top of the mountain right
100%.
now. But
right. What's the best Blue Eyes build you've seen / played? And before you answer that, a question, because we had alluded to it earlier. Have you found a way to just fully aura farm Kaiba and putting Obelisk into a Blue Eyes deck?
Oh, they make it. They try. They try to make it, and
right.
I could. In the Kaiba pile I'm talking about with the domain rules. I could easily. There's a spell card that was printed with the XYZ stuff, where it's like I can banish the spell card from my graveyard. It lets me add a monster with 3,000 or more attack and instantly normal summon it. Which with ABC cards, it's very easy to get 3 bodies.
Right.
So what it lets me do is I can either search Blue Eyes White Dragon or Obelisk the Tormentor and immediately normal summon it. So
pretty sick. Okay.
That's an option.
Okay.
It's there. However, I don't know. I'm not a big Obelisk guy. I was more of a Cypher guy. Believe it or not.
Come on, dude.
I like dragons.
He's talking to you, Natchy.
I like dragons, but Obelisk is cool. I have my Obelisk, the Tormentor cards. You know, well and good in the binder. So
so the best Blue Eyes deck you've either seen or built yourself. Like, have you seen one like online? Anybody that, or at least inspired you to build what you think is like your best competitive deck? Anything like that, or have you always just been like, I got this myself?
Just the consistency, the consensus with Blue Eyes Primite, the way it's developed. You know, there's a lot of people that are smarter than me, but it's like they're a good base to build on, and seeing their ideas versus like believe me, there's not as much variety. There wasn't as much variety when these cards came out because it was Primite's crazy, Blue Eyes crazy. The main like difference was like how many drill beams people were playing, and for a while I was playing 2, just because I liked having more than one because it's not always a guarantee you're gonna get that normal summon barrel off and get that recursion because it's just it's interruptible. So I like and I like the chance of hard opening it a little bit more. And you know I even played 3 for a while, so it's like that's about like the variety. Now with the new Kaiba Man card, people are playing 3 Blue Eyes, White Dragon.
But that's mandatory because of that card, right?
I don't know if it's mandatory because it's like what's the new card? It's just Kaiba Man, right?
Right, but doesn't the card say like you have
to play 3? Yes. So that's why they're throwing 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon to get his effect off, which I don't know. I don't think it's that insane. I have a copy of the card. I'm just in like a build with Dragon Master Magia, but
so it sounds like Primite as I guess what you're saying is the best way.
Yeah, well, 100% because they're all playing Primate. They're all that are going to be serious about competing just because Drill Beam's that crazy of a card.
Right.
And it's like it's cool playing the Kaiba Man because that's what lets you play. I was about to say Dark Dragoon, but Dragon Master Magia, the guy right here.
Right. I got a question about that later.
Yes,
so
of course.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's why people want to play the Kaiba Man, and I understand that. It's just like when I play it, it makes me want to play 3 Kaiba Man. I don't want to just play 1. You know, that's the problem with me. It's like I want to summon him more. It's not. It's because what it is just it's an off chance if you do. With Droll in the format, it's even harder to get that guy to your hand, so then you can get the Ultimate Fusion and the Chaos Max Dragon that everyone's playing to perform the summon successfully or whatever. So but yeah, Blue Eyes Primite, and I'd say the best build I've seen is in my deck box. You know,
hell yeah,
because I have all the cards. You know, I don't need to like. And but it just changes. You know, it's not like there was this one best. I would if there was one best, it's my Kaiba pile, because that card's like it's just I'm Kaiba. I'm playing ABC, XYZ, and Blue Eyes White Dragon in the same deck, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You're just missing Obelisk, dude, and then you're Battle City ready. That's
what I'm saying. So it's just like
that's as it stands now, either include our duels doesn't matter. In your humble abode, can Dark Magician compete with Blue Eyes as it stands right now?
Not consistently, no. Even with like Primite, if you're playing it the most optimal way, it's just Blue Eyes has that support,
right,
and a little bit more synergy than Dark Magician does. It's like it's easier for us to go into Seal's Pass. It's easier for us to recur the Ether Barrel by having a normal monster in the graveyard, just because we can summon off of True Light, which is better than Eternal Soul, just because like mine has to go to the graveyard to wipe my board. Yours just has to go anywhere, and it wipes your board.
Fair.
So it's just which is crazy. I can search any Blue Eye Spell Trap. Aren't you locked to search like 2 spells?
I mean, we're very limited because
there's also not that much support. So it's like those are the
very fair.
Those are the main reasons I say what I'm saying. Although 100%. They're both they're also dragons. So like I said, you can go into Seal's Pass, and there's synchro plays built for this deck. You know,
right.
I mean, Dark Magician has like XZ's monsters,
which nobody plays. It's like Ebon
and Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, right?
Well, yeah.
So it's like
level 7s are, I would argue, a lot harder to make than 8s.
Yeah.
Right. So that's fair.
Right, and that is exactly what I'm saying. But
sure. Okay.
I'm not. It's not impossible. They just have to do. They have to jump through a couple hoops to make that perfect support, which they did with Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Because Blue Eyes wasn't anything before the structure deck. Much less Primite.
And it's crazy to see that is exactly what caused, like you mentioned earlier, this jump for Blue Eyes. Like they got the structure deck, and now they're knocking on the NASQ or NASDAQ door, whatever it's called.
And I'm willing to say, I'm willing to admit, as a Blue Eyes player, that's probably because it's Blue Eyes White Dragon. It motivates people to want to win with it. And this kind of speaks to the kind of guy I am. Like, who wants to win with just whatever the best deck is? Why not win with Blue Eyes White Dragon? There's only going to be one.
You're speaking my language. Absolutely.
In case there's any people who pay attention to Pokemon, there was someone wins Worlds every year.
Right.
However, I think maybe close to a decade now, there was someone who won with a Pachirisu, which is like a Pikachu clone, which is just a little tiny chipmunk on the field with these huge dragons and legendary Pokemon, and ended up being the team that won. So just being that underdog, being unexpected, being memorable.
So I don't know anything about Pokemon, but correct me if I'm wrong. Would this be an accurate comparison? And we were both at YCS Houston.
Yeah.
The winner of Houston at the peak of, at the time, it seemed like Ryziel, possibly Malice, was neither. It was that Fire King deck. Is that
at YCS Houston?
Yeah, wasn't it Houston? I might be wrong. My apologies.
I left the event before it ended.
Right,
unfortunately.
But, I'm pretty sure it was Houston. Fire King won the whole thing and didn't, and it wasn't the top stuff at the time.
Yeah,
is that a fair comparison?
100%. Just because no one's. You watch the YouTubers, you watch the tier list. No one's putting that at the top. Hey, this is at the top tables. This is the deck to watch out for.
Fire
King, and to be fair, they don't want to be ridiculed. They don't want to come as their list is unreliable because it's what it is. It's only it's a little bit more unreliable. And I'd say the same thing is with Blue Eyes. However, you can play this deck perfectly. It just has to still be your deck. That's with any deck,
right? Absolutely.
And just a lot of people who play a lot of Blue Eyes, like myself, it's a deck you get comfortable with by having all those reps. So it's the best deck I could play.
Sure.
I can't pick up Ryziel. It's as simple as it is. I could learn it, but I just don't have the same passion
right now for locals tonight, I'm sure you would have a very different outcome.
Yes,
same with myself.
100%.
If we dropped these two decks and just went for
Malice, especially Malice.
Have no idea. I'd lose in time from reading. I know I would.
And I could steal a game or two, but
sure,
that's just Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay,
so
absolutely.
I mean, I'd rather be the guy who wins with something memorable,
and it is nice
something
too.
I care about.
I don't think anybody. I know nobody here hates us, but it is something fun when you go. or people's reactions, especially at bigger events when you go, fucking Blue Eyes or fucking Dark Magician, dude. Like I lost to that. Like that does feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll speak for myself. I don't know about you, but it sounds a little bit like that's what you're alluding to. Is when you pull out that win. Yeah,
when
dude.
they don't have the out for it. It's great.
Friggin' Dragoon, what? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm gonna ask this, not knowing a lot about a typical Blue Eyes deck, especially the extra deck. So the question is, should Magia see more competitive play? If it does or doesn't, I don't know what it is. But
yeah, I don't know if it's seeing play now, just because we don't know the deck list yet.
Yeah,
but I think that would be one of the things that someone lost to a Dragon Master Magic, they'd be saying it like it'd be all over Twitter or something right now. So I'd say it's probably not that, but people are playing it, like I said, because it's just that's the thing with Blue Eyes. It's got so much support that like it can adapt. Maybe not that well, but like let's say if that there's a best deck, like we're back in Snake Eyes format, we can shit out Omni Negates if we can. We're gonna lose to Nibiru sometimes, but like we can make an unbreakable board to that, just provided there's not the no one's playing the board breakers or whatever that are counter it. Just because it's what we can do. It's just not as good as or consistent. So it's definitely possible. Someone could be playing it right now. I genuinely wouldn't know. It's definitely easier than it has been in the past with the new the last set, not the current one. Dual Savant's the other one with the Kaiba Man support. So
it's interesting to me because, like I said, you're the only Blue Eyes experience that I have.
And I have Dragon Master Magic. I can play it.
You've played it on me. I know.
I've played it.
That's my.
It's just it doesn't come up enough. Like there's not a consistent enough way to get to it reliably through interruption. That makes it hard. So it's like I have to open pretty favorably, or you have to have no interruption, and I have to play risky.
So
I have to go out of my way.
I'm gonna try to tie this in now and with the next question. So. What is, before you answer, I'll lay it out. What is Blue Eyes' boss monster? Extra deck specifically. Because, piggybacking off of what you just said, I can pretty consistently one-turn Dragoon. I don't know if Magia is Blue Eyes' boss monster. Can you one-turn Magia?
Oh, for sure. It's just, I have to open the starter. And I have to be uninterrupted to guarantee it. But it's possible. But that's what makes Blue Eyes by Dragon good right now is just its reliability, its consistency to end on something. And you can play it optimally and let your opponent make the mistakes. As well as you'll open Drill Beam. You'll be able to open Crazy sometimes. You'll have Drill Beam, Ash into Purge, into the Pop 2, into Seal's follow up into a Bestial or whatever. So it's just it has its options. It's just about maximizing your interaction and allowing your opponent to make more mistakes. And that's what gives it the chance, because it's not the craziest combo deck you've ever seen in your life. It's not meant to be played that way. Because you're playing two vanillas, literally, that will never be important for you to open in your hand, reliably. Like
important as in like you don't want to see it, or important as if like it doesn't matter if you do or don't. Because I would argue for Dark Magician, you don't want to see it in your hand.
You going second, it's not an Ash Blossom. It's not an Imperm. It's not an Effect Failure. It's doing nothing for you sitting in your hand going first, unless you draw into a Drill Beam or open one. Because then but even then, you'd rather open Primite Lordly Load, which you can reveal on Drill Beam instead, or you'd rather open you'd rather open a Primite card, because that's all it says. It's either a normal monster or a Primite monster. And there are applications. Like, if it's in your hand, it's not in your graveyard, and it won't get bestialed. It plays around that. So there's pros and cons to it, but like generally, you're playing at a disadvantage depending on the deck. Like, you could be playing into a bad matchup now, but the thing is, like, it plays really well in certain matchups that some decks have a little bit more trouble with. Just that consistency is what. Like, your inboard's going to be pretty consistent. Seals pass, or Spare Dragon and Seals or pass, or something like that. And that right there is strong enough to play through the 5 or 6 cards your opponent's coming at you with. or already
Yeah.
used on it.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
That's the thing. It's just like it's
So-
just a numbers game. Because what my opponent's going to spend all of his interaction or whatever, and then I'm going to summon back the Blue Eyes White Dragon for 3,000 damage. I'm going to summon back the Maiden, which is going to turn into more plays. I'm going to get back the True Light if I don't already have it. You know, it's just gonna roller coaster. And like I said, Tire Dragon's going to set the pop 2 trap again for me. So you have to play through that all over again.
Right.
So it's just got a strong engine that takes a turn to get going, but it can.
So could you argue
I've already done it. So
who's the boss monster?
I
Is it
can't activate
is
two,
it
so actually-
Blue Eyes? I would argue it's Spirit Dragon more than like a Magia or anything like that, or possibly Tyrant
Spirit
Dragon.
Dragon's pretty
Like,
good. Seals is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not one particular piece. It's just that whole.
The consistency of the engine.
It's the whole inboard you end on its drill beam. It's Ether Barrel always coming back in every standby phase if you're able to manage your resources and not get your Blue Eyes White Dragon banished.
Right. Okay.
So it's I guess it's Spirit Dragon just because like it can tag out into either the Spirit Ultimate Dragon or like a Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which will pounce another card, or Lightstorm Dragon, which will pop your back row if you set 2 pass.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
that's what I would say.
It's a good list. I'm not even gonna lie. Like
But yeah, you see how like there's so many options for me. Like
yeah.
you have Dragoon, I have all of that.
And
as
even
an option.
and even then, it's nothing new. But like we are well past the format of make Dragoon pass. Like that does nothing for us. And
Yeah.
my end board compared to your end board, we're miles apart. Which is, I mean, great for y'all, and that's what we're hoping to get towards. I think you've definitely answered the question already, but since I wrote it, I will still ask: can Blue Eyes top a regional or higher event?
Yes,
currently?
it has. It
Right.
has. It
Right,
will
right.
continue to do so. It topped one today. I'm pretty sure. I think there were 2 in the top cut. I could be wrong.
No kidding.
But
Okay.
What
okay.
I've seen.
Can't wait to go check that out.
Yeah, I haven't seen any deck profiles or whatever. But,
Okay.
That's yes, and like that's why I'm so excited about this year. It's not even over. Like we're not even in the Worlds yet. We don't know what the ban list is going to look like, and what are the odds they, give Blue Eyes a favorable slap on the wrist versus Rise Yall and Malice? Because I mean you saw what happened last year. I mean with Ubel, we just ended
Yeah.
up running the table. It's just
Yeah.
all it takes is that little crease. And I remember the one prior was a little bit more interesting because this was when Castira was crazy. That was the year we were still recovering from a Rise Hard everything. Well, all that was gone. Castira cards were limited. It was a lot more of
I do have a blocker on field.
a lot more lower power scale format, and that ended up being Dragon Link, which is just a deck that has a lot of gas. It can lose to some spot removal, but it can just combo through a lot.
What does Blue Eyes' success post banless depend or look like to you? In other words, what needs to
I
what needs to
don't know.
get hit for it to be fine, or what is going to get
Nothing.
hit that is going to hurt it?
Um,
So as it stands, they could ban anything or limit anything, and you think it's fine. Like there's really nothing in the ballpark for.
limit Ether Barrel,
After I lose one,
Yeah.
you gotta hit me.
Limit.
Done.
Lordly Load.
So probably
those
might
would probably
stuff
be the
is-
worst. That would
is-
probably be the biggest ones.
Okay.
Maybe limit Spirit Dragon, maybe. But like
Okay.
that would be such a like
Right.
Spirit Dragon. No one's complaining about Blue Eyed Spirit Dragon in
100%.
2025.
I don't even think people are complaining about Primite right now.
No, they're not.
It's-
And so they could hit it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna hit it on the ban list if there is one today or like in the TCG.
Right.
Worlds, I could see something getting limited. I could see Sage going to one. I could see Maiden going to one. I could see Ether Barrel going to one.
Okay.
I could see something like that if they're
Okay.
concerned about it. But
Right.
I think they might be looking at Blue Eyes like, hey, let's get a dub real quick.
Dude, that would
boys.
be very impressive if it did. I can only imagine what that would do for
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! The game in general. To say, whoa, Blue
Yeah,
Eyes
it's,
won
I mean,
again.
it's Blue Eyes. It's marketing 101.
100%.
Like you want something recognizable, so people can see. Oh, what's that? Oh,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. And like as cynical as the Worlds format was, that Owen was talking about that was Blue Eyes White Dragon was the best deck by far. It just hard counted everything. That's when Spirit Dragon was a problem because it was like the other best deck was like Pendulum, which Spirit Dragon doesn't let you summon more than 2 monsters at a time.
Right.
So you weren't getting any near the greatest value. So it was like it was a little bit more targeted. I don't know if they're going to go that route again. They could. They have a history of it. I'm not going to be complaining as the Blue Eyes guy. I'm really not. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good contender for it just because of the consistency, the way it can play through. I don't want to say play through. It can't play into a board as well as other decks, however, but it can play through hand traps pretty well. Like it can consistently land on Seal's Pass.
Yeah.
And that's really strong.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
I've seen some people do that with Dark Magician, and it's a damn good play. So I'm not going to complain about it. But, man, this was so much fun. Thank you for taking time out of your day to sit down and talk to me about this. And hopefully everybody watching can really get into the mind of Blue Eyes and stuff like that and try to understand, maybe Konami will see this and give Dark Magician some pointers on what we could use for future support. 100%.
It's coming.
100%. And I can't wait to try everything out here because you're going to be the first person I try it on. So,
yeah, I'll be here for it.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for this. And then everybody else, as usual, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next one.